All right, so how to go from juco to Division 1 in wrestling. So this is something I did. I'm currently Division 1 wrestler, and I wrestle at Drexel University. But before this, I was juco, and I'm gonna explain how I did this and how you can do this too. So to get started, I'm gonna give you a little more background on me. Um, in high school, I had COVID year was my senior year, so I only wrestled 3 years in high school because they shut our school down. We didn't get to wrestle all of 21, or we just weren't in school. So I didn't get any offers. I was cold in high school though. I was 40-1 my junior year. Before that, I was a state medalist, two-time state medalist. So I just got didn't have the opportunity to wrestle my senior year. So coaches just weren't looking for me like that. So I didn't have any offers. So I signed to an NAIA in Missouri Baptist actually. But that school just wasn't working for me. You had to go to church 3 times a week. It was just a bunch of craziness. You couldn't go to the girls' dorms. All this all these rules, and it was just mad expensive. So I dropped out of there. My family, they were hating on me. They thought I was crazy. I remember I was getting calls like, "Oh, like what are you doing?" Just people just didn't believe in me, and everybody was like turning on me except my close peoples. And I'm glad I didn't go to that school because it was just a graveyard for wrestlers. But what changed, what made me do that was I went to my high school coach's, you know, retirement party, and they were all telling me don't go there. And they put me up with this JUCO coach, Julian Smith. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna hit him up. It was Cloud County, it was JUCO in Kansas. Pretty unknown. I was like, I didn't even know what JUCO was. So I called him up, and he didn't have any scholarship for it. It was like $500 a semester, or something like that. And I was like, I don't care. I'll take it. I'm coming. And on this journey, you're gonna have to realize that if you're going JUCO, nobody's gonna believe in you. Like everybody's gonna think you're crazy. It's just like kind of embarrassing. People are like, "Oh, he's going to community college." It's just not something glamorous. I mean, the JUCO struggle is real. So, yeah, I mean, nobody's gonna believe in your family. Even my closest family members were just like, I mean, they were like, "What are you doing?" Like they thought I was just a bum. Like, why are you going to community college? That's what's gonna likely happen to you unless you have other families doing that, family members doing that. So I went out there and did my thing. Got second in JUCO nationals and I transferred to Division 1. I lost in the finals by riding time, but yeah. So what that process was like, it was tough. Being in JUCO. If you ever watched Last Chance U, that's exactly how it is. Like
Hey, look at me. I stand in front of you cats today, ashamed to be your head coach. It's the worst grades on my tenure as a head coach, period. You got
not a lot of resources. A lot of crazy dudes. You're fighting for position, trying to get out of there. It's like there's nothing to do. You're likely in the middle of nowhere, and it's just like the first 3 days I was like, I'm getting out of here. Like I was like basically ready to pack up. I'm like, I'm going home. Like what is this? It was 7 hours away from my home, out in the middle of like a cornfield, like nowhere. And I was just like, I'm not from like the country, so I go out there and it's just like, what is this? Like, I'm leaving. So some guys convinced me to stay, but it's tough. But my advice is step one is stay focused. Don't be out drinking and partying and stuff like that because it's a temporary place. JUCO is only 2 years. You don't want to hold yourself back even more because you're already at the bottom because JUCO is like the bottom. So your mindset should be work and do as much as possible. Your grades, they should be on point. You should really have a 4.0 if you're at a JUCO. It's like they kind of just pass you through classes. Like,
hit me good and you got 4 Fs. Art, you shitting me?
I can't. I'm not going to speak about nothing, but you know what I'm talking about. Uh, but you need to get in really good shape second, because most guys in JUCO or just the lower divisions of wrestling aren't in great shape because they don't take it that seriously. And a lot of guys in JUCO just don't take things that seriously. So you shouldn't be, out of shape. You need to be in, you know, tip top shape. And I'm talking about running, lifting, like all that. Get in better shape than anybody. Just doing that will put you in the top 5 of your division, whatever weight class it is. Uh, Being in like excellent shape. Like I said, majority of these guys are not in shape. They're drinking, they're partying. They don't have this. They maybe do have that goal, but if you actually have this goal in mind of like, all right, I want to be a champ and I want to make it Division One, you will be, locked in. And like I was so locked in, a lot of people thought I was crazy, and it's because they just didn't have that vision. They didn't have belief that they could, make it out or make it Division One, and I did, and I knew I could get to where I was going, or what I became. You essentially have to be what you're becoming now. Like in order to become something, you have to be what you want to become, and that's what I was. I was a Division One athlete at a JUCO, and that's why people thought I was crazy. They didn't understand me, my work ethic. Well, now I'm around guys who do work out every day. They work out on the off days. We work out multiple times a day. I was doing that already, so I was what I wanted to become, and that's what you have to do. So if you're not prepared to do that, then you might as well call it quits. Second is listen to your coaches. My first year I wasn't listening to my coaches for like half of the year, and it was just like setting me back. I was arguing with my coach, instead of like, all right, this guy's here to help me.
Apologize, coach. I kind of lost my cool at the moment. Shouldn't have happened. That was my bad, and I want to apologize as a man.
Accept it, brother. We're moving.
Because I was a know-it-all. I thought I knew everything, and I didn't. So listen to your coach is going to be key, even if he is like maybe not the best. He's been doing this longer than you have, and he probably knows something that might want to soak up. And if you're at like a somewhat valid school, your coach is a previous All-American, he's got some knowledge. Second is where you go matters. Like if you go to like a garbage JUCO, it is going to set you back. Like I'm not going to lie, I was kind of at a lower tier JUCO. Now we did end up beating the number one team, number one JUCO in a duel twice. So we beat Clackamas twice. I remember it was a JUCO nationals, dual nationals, whatever you call it. So we weren't that bad, but if you go to like a better school, like Iowa Western, Iowa Central, Clackamas, it's going to be easier for you to propel, because you're around better partners, better teammates. They just have more resources. Like a lot of those programs are like Division One programs, but in JUCO, like their facilities. So that'll help you. But if you can't get it out the mud at a lower JUCO, you're just gonna have to work a lot harder. Like if your drilling partner sucks, you're gonna have to just go harder. Like you can take down your partners with ease. You're just gonna have to take them down more. You have to drill harder. You have to lift harder. You have to run more, get in better shape, do more sprints. You're just gonna have to do more, and that's what I had to do. I didn't have the best practice partners. I had a good coach, but my practice partners, the room just wasn't of the greatest quality.
You guys have failed me. You failed yourselves. I failed you. The entire program is failing right now at 3-1. School should be 1. This shit should be.
But you got to make it work, and a lot of times those better JUCO programs, they've already got some D1 bounce back in there, or some kid who was ranked in the top 20 but he messed up in high school, stuff like that. So if you're watching this video, you might end up be going to a lower class JUCO like I was. And at these lower class JUCOs, bro, it's like it's rough. I'm not capping. You're going to have to grind, like, and in the classroom, out of the classroom, you have to stay focused. And for me, it was easy. Like just the environment I was in, I was like, I've got to get out of here. Like I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I think I'd have nightmares about just not making it out. Even nowadays, sometimes I think I have dreams like where I'm back there and I'm like, I wake up and it's like, okay, I'm not there anymore. All right, I'm cool. But yeah, no, that's how bad I wanted to get out. I was like, how bad I wanted to succeed. And also so many people like hated on me, like family members said like, oh, like you're a loser, you're at community college. and it ended up paying off. But it's all that stuff just help motivate me even more. But uh, another thing you're going to want to do is uh, go to national tournaments. So the U20s, U23s, just get yourself out there. Like if you beat some Division 1 guys, which I was doing like during the season and outside of the season, uh, coach is going to notice that and be like, who is this kid? If you beat their starter, they're going to want you on their team. Like it's just natural. If you place the U20s, like I was doing, U23s, they're going to say, all right, who's this kid? Like we don't know who he is. He just beat and placed better than our guys, because a lot of Division 1 guys don't even place at these tournaments. So you can get an offer just off of that. And winning JUCO nationals, obviously, preferably you want to be in the finals. I mean, preferably you want to win it. I mean, a lot of guys who win it don't even go. It's based on what these Division 1 teams are looking for. Usually in the upper weights and like the lower weights, I'd say it's a little bit easier to get recruited. Middle weights, it's a little iffy, but in the upper weights and lower weights, it's like a lot of coaches need guys for those positions. So I was kind of highly recruited. I did have like I had some Big Ten, offers, MAC, Big 12, and those guys are recruiting me. So in some of these schools, they're gonna, give you offers. Some of them are not. They just want you on their team as a practice partner. So you've got to watch out for that. You got to know your value and also know how good you actually are. Like if you had a Mickey Mouse bracket at JUCO Nationals, it's like you got to know that. No, all right, am I going to start at Oklahoma State, or should I go to I don't know, like just a lower team like NIU or something. So you got to put these things in perspective. But if you are like that, if you are that guy, then yeah, obviously if Oklahoma State or Rutgers or something reaches out to you, then like say, all right, I'm ready to do this. Which there are guys in JUCO who are like that. I know guys who are like that, who were like that. So those are just things you want to put in perspective. Know your value, know your worth. Uh, Especially when it comes to like a lot of Division 2 teams will try and convince you like, oh, you're not good enough to go Division 1. Well, if you're not, you don't believe you are, then you probably aren't. If you do believe you are, and you beat Division 1 guys, you can do it, then go for it. Don't let these guys talk you out of pursuing your dream, which I didn't. But yeah, I mean it's really like simple. It's just like a lot of hard work. I mean, it's not going to be, again, it's not going to be easy. You're going to want to work every day, like do something, watching film, in the room, lifting, working out, getting in excellent shape, and just like look at your performance too. Like you got to, give yourself an analysis. Like, am I ready for Division 1? Like some guys will go JUCO, and then they'll go D3 or D2, maybe win a title there, All American there, and then transfer to Division 1 after that. Look, maybe you want to do that, but because like me, and other guys I know, we didn't lose to JUCO guys. Like you shouldn't be losing to JUCO guys. You should be teching JUCO guys. I teched every JUCO guy, in my division, in all of JUCO until I got to the finals and I lost. I was 40-5 my JUCO year, and you should have a year similar to this. Like you shouldn't be losing to JUCO guys, to D3 guys, like even D2 guys. I mean, you really shouldn't be losing matches to a lot of those guys. Like I lost to national champ by 1 point of D2, and I was just kind of wrestling, like scared, I'd say, but just because like I was like, oh, I've never wrestled a national champ, but now I was younger, but. Yeah, you shouldn't be losing the JUCO guys when if you plan on going Division 1 or getting highly recruited. You should have a big slaughter list of every JUCO guy you wrestle. You should be out there experimenting on these guys, just like making highlight reels, having fun with them. Like that's really what it should be. It shouldn't be like you're having 2-3 matches, 2 to 3 matches, 3-4 like points like that. You should be scoring a lot of points. And I was trying to win wrestler of the tournament or whatever that award was at JUCO Nationals, so I teched my way to the finals. And that's a performance you should be putting on. Because I was thinking like, this is I gotta eat. This is for I gotta put on. I need a scholarship off this shit. So that's what was going through my head, and that should be going through your head. Get it out the mud. I didn't have nothing. I didn't have. My mom would say like, I can't pay for your school. So like all this stuff is going through my head. Like if you're in my way, like, and this is my motto at nationals. I was like, I gotta switch on my double. Like if you're in my way, I'm running through you because you're in the way of my paper. You're in the way of my bread, and that's how you need to be thinking. Like these guys are trying to stop you from getting to pursuing your dreams, getting to where you need to get to. You might not go to school after this if you don't perform well. This has got to be your mindset. My mindset going to nationals is like whoever's in my front of my face, like Marshawn Lynch said, run through a mofo's face. Like that's what I was on, and whatever I had to do to get that was what I was going to do, and it's what I did for the most part. And you can't win everything. Like stuff happens, but you got to have a mindset. Being a dominator. I mean, you're going to need that for Division One anyway. Like these guys aren't going to cut you no slack. They're going to try and embarrass you, try just humiliate you, take your spot. It's just like that's just how it is. That's how the game is. It's a business, and you got to solidify that. Somebody's trying to take your rep. Think about the scholarship you can get off of winning that JUCO title or being an All-American. He's trying to take that from you. Let's say the school tuition wherever you're going to go is $40,000, and let's say a coach offers you like $35,000 to go there. He just took $35K from you. Like that's the mindset you got to go in. Like I'm messing this guy up. I'm putting my hands on him. Like you're trying to take all this paper from me. I'm trying to put more burden on my parents. Like I'm not trying to have any burden on my mom. Like that's just my mindset. Like they can't pay for this stuff. So you've got to go in with a dominator mindset. Like you're in the way of my paper, bro. You're in the way of my future, and you're gonna get smacked. You're gonna get ran through, and that's gonna. I mean, mindset's gonna take you further than anything, honestly. And when you're training, same thing. You need training, thinking about these things, thinking about getting out of JUCO because you are at the bottom. You're in the mud. You need to get out. And like I said, you should be playing with these JUCO guys. Like you shouldn't be, you know, you shouldn't be having close matches, bro. Like that, make that your goal. Like just tech majors, techs, pins. Like if you can do that, break the school JUCO. Like I've set my record at my JUCO most wins. Do something like that. Like that's what you should be putting up if you're going Division One. Like stuff like that. You shouldn't be out here struggling. Then you might need to look for a lower division, which is nothing wrong with that too. Like you can get your school paid for that down there, same as you can on Division One level, and you can still succeed. Nothing. I know a lot of great D2 and D3 wrestlers, and they're really good wrestlers too. So, all right, another thing you can do help yourself get recruited. Like after a year, you got your matches up, you All American and nationals, you won nationals. Is create a highlight tape, and also just contact coaches. Like send out a bunch of emails to places you're interested in, and you'd be surprised at who will get back with you. So just do that. Get a I know it sounds corny, but like make a highlight tape, like just like football or other sports, basketball, and then just shoot that out. Let them know your accolades for U20 All American, Greco All American, U23, medalist, champ, whatever it is, and just shoot that out, and then just contact like as many coaches as you can that you're interested in. Let them know what you're about. Let them know your GPA. Make sure your GPA's up, and you'll be surprised. Okay, this coach is actually getting back with me, especially if you have the accolades, you have the proof, that you are who you say you are, and you're like that, and they figure that out. They're gonna be real interested. Yeah, those are just a couple of my tips. Going Division One, you're taking that journey. Like I said, be prepared to grind. Like it's not easy, but good luck.